Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your chapter number 18 from your social science textbook, that is wildlife part 2. In our first part we had discussed about the geographic location of India and the diversified or varied physical landforms of India, the climate of India, and due to such reasons we have seen there is a lot of variety seen in India, right? So different varieties of birds, different varieties of animals are found in India. Though as compared to other countries we are having less forest resources, right, then too the number of animals, right, that is the number of wildlife, that is birds, animals and everything is in larger amount as compared to the other countries. Okay, then we had seen the reason for the conservation of wildlife, and today we'll discuss about the dangers to the wildlife. In the previous part we had also seen the sanctuaries and the wildlife national parks which are constructed or which are developed for the wildlife. So what is the reason for developing those national parks or sanctuaries, right? So we all know that what are all the dangers to the wildlife, and today we'll discuss the those dangers due to which such sanctuaries and national parks are built by the government. Okay, so our today's first paragraph is dangers to wildlife. A question mark has been put against the existence of entire wildlife due to the human greed and development in recent times. Right, we had discussed that due to the cutting of forest, that is deforestation, then rise in the population, due to which there is urbanization seen, right? People are cutting the trees for the settlement, for industries, and due to industries there is a lot of pollution. So all these things are different factors which affect the wildlife. Okay, so here the reasons are given. On examining the reasons, it is understood that the wildlife has become unprotected as they have lost their natural habitat due to continuously decreasing forest, right? Continuously decreasing forest area, because the forest area is the natural habitat for the animals and the birds. And if we take away their home, then where they will go, right? So it is a big question mark. Okay, so I'll read further. Hunting carried out to get skin, meat, teeth, hair and bones is a big problem. So in many countries of the world, animals are being killed for all these reasons, which is known as poaching. Okay, so animals are killed for their skin, their teeth, their meat and everything, and due to which their number is continuously decreasing. Due to heavy grazing by domestic animals in the forests, herbivores are deprived of their food, which results in decrease in their numbers, right? So if the herbivorous animals are decreased, then what will happen? It will deprive carnivores of getting their food. So in science you have already studied about the food chain, right? If we disturb or damage a single part of the food chain, then the whole food chain will be broken, it will get disturbed. Okay, so if we deprive carnivores of getting their food, so this carnivores reach human settlements in search of food and attack animals, right? So we know that if these animals will not get food in the forest area, they'll try to come out of the forest area in search of food. Now as they approach human settlements, that is where the people they live, situation of conflict arises. That means a fight takes place between the wild animal and the human beings. Okay, why does the fight take place? The human beings, they'll try to protect themselves, and due to this conflict, the human beings, they'll kill the animals, right? So that is how the wildlife is getting destroyed. Okay, beside their effects on pollution is also very adverse due to human activities. So as we have discussed that industrialization takes place, and due to that what happens, there is a lot of smoke, there is a lot of pollution. So many wild animals they get killed because they cannot survive the changing atmosphere, right? So that is the reason why many birds are being killed, they are dying away actually, right? So that is one of the major reason, that is pollution. Okay, because of the pollution what is happening, we all know that is global warming, and due to it there is a uh, vast change in the climatic effects, right? There is a vast climatic effects in the places which used to receive very less rainfall are receiving too much rain, places where having rainfall are getting less rain, then too much heat is received on the surface of the earth, and even too much cold, right? So the temperatures they have become extreme, and it becomes very difficult for these wild animals to survive in those kind of atmospheres. So slowly and gradually they are dying away. Okay, so we need to take some steps so that we can conserve and preserve this wildlife, right? Fine. So some important things to know, I'll just read it out. There is a sharp decrease in the number of domestic sparrows, right? We know it with the name of chakli sparrows. Okay, lion is the state animal and flamingo is state bird of Gujarat. Asiatic lion, gudkar, that is wild ass, it looks similar to the donkey. Okay, and patti lizard are found only in Gujarat in India. Then wild buffalo, that is Indian bison, elephant, cheetah, large Indian squirrel, tiger, etc. have become extinct in Gujarat. Desert sanctuary of Kutch has the largest area among the sanctuaries in Gujarat. So there are different sanctuaries in Gujarat, among which desert sanctuary of Kutch is the largest one. Then Porbandar bird sanctuary is the smallest sanctuary in Gujarat. Okay. Due to the decrease in the forest area, the wild animals occasionally come in the human settlement or human habitation. Okay, human interference in areas of wild animal results in clashes with them. This we have already discussed in the previous paragraph. Clash means fight. In such incidences, wild animals become victim of human rage, right? So meaning of rag means anger, violent anger, which we are not able to control, right? So due to the anger of human beings, these wild animals have to lose their life. Okay, so they are being killed. Okay, then we'll move further. In south and southeastern India, elephants coming to search for food create havoc in the agricultural fields, right? So havoc means a situation of confusion, right? Because the farmers they don't know how to remove this huge beast from the fields, right? So therefore it becomes very difficult. Incidences of injuring or killing men by leopards takes place in Saurashtra and South Gujarat, and by wolf in the forest of northeastern Gujarat. A precaution is necessary to prevent such disasters, right? So as their settlement or habitation is disturbed, these animals they come out of the forest area and they try to harm the human beings. Okay, next is remedies to conserve wildlife. Okay, so a long term planning is necessary to conserve and increase forest areas. We shall have to be more dedicated to implement strong legal provisions and their strict implementation for the conservation of forest areas and wild animals. So we all know that if government does not take strict action, and if the people are not made to follow the rules and regulations, then there will be a continuous decrease in the forest area, as well as due to that the wildlife will also keep on decreasing. So if we want to conserve them, if we want to preserve them, right, for a longer time, that means if we want to conserve these animals, this wildlife, then we have to strictly abide by the laws. We have to strictly follow the rules and regulations given by the government. Okay, various social NGOs should give this a top priority and arrange public awareness programs. So we have seen many NGOs are also associated with this uh, movement, like Save the Tiger, then Save the Squirrel, right? So there are many different NGOs working for the protection of this wildlife. They uh, through their showcase try to explain the people, they try to bring awareness among the people about the importance of the animals, there is the wildlife in our life. Okay, this problem should be included in the school syllabus and make the future citizens aware, right? So one of the reason why we are studying this chapter over here is due to this point, that is in schools itself the students should be made aware that how important the wildlife is for us. And if they are made understand, if they are made if they are explained the importance of wildlife, then uh, at least they will not try to harm the animals or wildlife. Okay, then before implementing and developing project, its probable effects on environment and living organisms should be examined. Cutting of large trees outside the forests area should be stopped because the hollow space within them and their branches are nesting place for birds, right? So uh, as we are cutting down the trees, even the birds, right? For birds the trees are their habitat, the place where they live, and we are taking away their habitat, right? So which is absolutely a wrong thing. Ponds, farm ponds and wetlands which are necessary for migratory birds and for those which are habitated near any water body should be protected. An active work is urgently needed to reduce pollution. To manage the forest fire, an anticipatory planning should be made for patrolling and safety. Right. So we have heard about forest fire. Recently, in Australia, there was a huge forest fire in which thousands or lakhs of animals. Right. So thousands of animals they were dead in this forest fire. Right. And to prevent this from happening, that means to prevent the forest fire from taking place, anticipatory planning, that means there should be planning done for it in advance, right? That if such situation happens, then what should be done and how to protect it. So steps should be taken for that in advance, right? So if any such situation arises, then we can combat that or we can fight against that. Okay, and it is given that patrolling should be done. So we know that in the forest area there are officers who keep on patrolling. Patrolling means they keep on moving from one place to another on a regular basis to check whether everything is proper or not. Okay, next step is next paragraph is steps taken to nurture the wildlife. So nurture means what, right? So nurture means to preserve, to rear the young ones, right? So to take care of them and to make them grow. Okay, so that is nurturing the wildlife. Since early times, laws have been framed in our country to protect the wildlife. Laws were framed to protect wildlife in the time of great Mauryan king Ashoka. Fundamental duties of citizens and directive principles in the constitution also include these things, right? So everywhere, even in the constitution, there are directive principles which guide us to protect the wildlife of our country. Okay, because it is our natural heritage. Then we'll move further. Principles in the constitution also include this thing. Then parliament has passed a wildlife conservation act. Act means law. According to the recommendations of Indian Wildlife Board, in 2014 there were 503 sanctuaries, 102 national parks and 14 bioreserves, right? So these are the different places where steps have been taken, and to steps to protect these wild animals is going on. Of these 22 sanctuaries, 4 national parks and 1 bioreserve zone happen to be in Gujarat. Some protection schemes are planned for those species which are on verge of extinction. Let us know about some of these projects. So different projects are being started by the government of India to protect. These are some special projects which are started in order to um, safeguard this particular species of wild animals because they are on the verge of extinction. First one is Project Tiger. So this project was launched in 1973 against hunting and decreasing number of tigers. This was implemented for 9 reserved areas, under which now 48 areas are covered. The next is the Lion Project. There was a time when Asiatic lions were found up to Iran in the Asian subcontinent. Due to hunting and the reduction in forest area, these lions are now restricted to Gir forest of Saurashtra Peninsula. Right, so we all know that lions are found only in two parts of the world. There is one in Africa and other in India, that is in Gujarat. At one stage, their numbers had gone down below 100. So we can just imagine, right, that how much less, right, the number of lions were there. In 1972, a project was started in Gir to protect the Asiatic lions. As a result of this project and the timely taken steps, there are now 523 lions. Right, so this number is also very less in as compared to previous period of time. Okay, so according to the lion census held in 2015. In addition to this, there are some other projects also. Major projects among them are Hangul project. So Hangul is a red deer which is seen in the Kashmir area. For the rare species of Barasinga deer in Kashmir. So as I said, this Barasinga deer are red deers having horns, right? So in deer also there are so many different types of deers found, and they have different names. Okay, then next is crocodile project for saline water crocodile. Saline means salty water. Then a rhino project for the preservation of Indian rhino, and snow leopard project. So these are different projects which are started in India to protect and preserve the wildlife. Right. So here the chapter gets over. Right. Still we are having one or two points on the last page that we will discuss. Wildlife conservation is possible only if the society and government show firm determination to take steps in the right direction. Along with the development, we shall have to be dedicated to confirm our motto of environment preservation. So here it is said that uh, government, if they'll implement the laws, then the work will not be done. Along with the laws being implemented, the society, that is the people, they have to also strictly follow these rules and regulations. Then only we can work in this direction. Okay, so here is the list where different national parks are given, the name of national parks when they were established. Area is given, that how big the national park is, then the places, that is the district where it is situated, and what all different kinds of animals are found in that national park is also given. We'll discuss one by one. First one is Gir National Park, which was established in 1975. Its area is 258.71 square kilometer. Right, so it is one of the biggest national park of Gujarat, which is situated at Junagadh district, and the animals found over there are leopard, lion, chital, hyena, antelope, chinkara, crocodile. Right, so antelope, chinkara, and all these are different types of uh, uh, deers. Okay, as I said, that deers having different color, different size, their horns, they have different names. Okay, next is Blackbuck National Park. uh, Date of establishment is 1976, and area is 34.08 square kilometer. and which is situated in the district of Bhavnagar. So animals found over there are black buck, wolf, Cadmore, bustard, okay, great Indian bustard, which is a bird, is also found over there. Then third one is Vansda National Park. Date of establishment 1979. Area is 23.99 square kilometer in Navsari. Animals found are leopard, hyena, chital, and chausinga. Again, this chausinga is a kind of deer having means four means their horns having different shape. That means they are showing four different horns from, like we have seen the branches of trees. So from main branch different outside is created, right? In the same way this chausinga is there. Then there is Marine National Park in 1982, right? Square, there is 162.89 square kilometer. It is situated at Gulf of Kutch, okay, and Jamnagar. Okay, the animals found over there is seahorse, corals, jellyfish, octopus, oyster, dolphin, and dugong. Then here your chapter gets over, and I thank you everyone for watching the video.